today we've got our gorgeous friend Andrea Mason. AndreaMason.com is a very suitable place. You can find her there. She's a Lesperon alumni and her and his student and his mentee and from victim to victorious writer, and she's a life coach. She is your accountability coach and press play plan life according to you. She is CEO of the company, the limited liability company she has, and she is a life coach. She is a writer, mentor, and she can take you from darkness to light, and she can just rebuild your confidence. She can solve your all issues, and she can reconnect your wires, and if you've got your wiring wrong, she can all get it she can rewire your mind. And please reach her. She's available globally. You can she on her Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and on especially on andreamason.com. So over to you, Andrea. How are you doing?
I'm doing well so far. It is one more day till Friday, so I'm really excited. Here in the US, we are celebrating Memorial Day weekend here, where we honor veterans and men and women of the service of all, stations of service in the military. So, yes, I am doing well. How are you?
Me, just I mean, doing good. I mean, the temperature is rising here in Pakistan, and we are trying to keep indoor, cool, hydrated, and things are getting more indoor. And okay, today I love to learn about the social events, the cultural events of US, the area you live in. What kind of celebrations you have around the globe, around the year?
Yes. So right now we are approaching what we call for a personal touch and prideful touch is honoring the men and women of the services of the armed forces, military, Navy, Army, Coast Guard. And in this region, it is Fleet Week, what we talk about it in the United States, where all the servicemen and women come home for a weekend in memoriam and celebration and recognition of their services. As well, for the young individuals, this is also the kickoff to the summer in the United States. So that's what happens in May. June, we have the celebration of all the schools and education realms finishing, those graduates, those closing the school year. Then we have in July, we have Independence Day for America. August, we celebrate the hottest months, depending where you are in the region, in celebrating the closing of recognizing the summer. We shift into September for Labor Day, honoring those employees and those employed for their labor services, and that kicks off also around the United States. It and honors and represents labor workers as well as preparing for the new school year. October, we celebrate the honorary months of October being celebrating Halloween or All Souls Day, if you will. And then the eve of Halloween is the Day of the Dead, of remembering those who have been passed on. November brings into us Thanksgiving, the last Thursday of the month. We celebrate Thanksgiving, being gratitude, attitude for family, feasts, and fun. December is Christmas and Hanukkah. We represent and celebrate that in the States here. And then a week later, we then represent, just like people around the world, celebrating the new year of having New Year's Eve, which is December 31st, the end of the year, and then we start over the new year in January. January kicks off a new rising, a new celebration of resolutions and opportunities and events that people want to kick off for the beginning of the year that starts with the flow. February, we recognize the President's Days of that of Lincoln and Washington's birthday, as well as the romantic holiday, mostly commercialized Valentine's Day, where we recognize our loved ones, our spouse, and those that we love. March, we celebrate St. Patrick's Day for those islanders who represent their holiday there. And I believe April, we recognize really the spring. I'm not really too familiar with an actual April celebration, although I was born in April. So April 26th is my birthday. So that's my celebration. And then we close it off with May because we're approaching June. So May, we again go back to Memorial Day. And then also Mother's Day, May and June. June is also Father's Day. So we recognize the maternal and father figures in our lives. So those are the holiday celebrations that really bring families to come together. But I really want to shift the mindset. Every day is a holiday when you wake up because you're celebrating your life and the gifts that you grant. Back to you.
Amazing. I mean, this was such a comprehensive reply and
Yes.
fantastic. I mean, you are so great. I mean, you got sharp memory. I have to admire, honestly.
Thank
Okay,
you.
but what are your favorite? I mean, you rejoice so much out of all these days.
The most magical holiday for me that was instilled in my childhood is Christmas. Not only is the commercialized, unfortunately, for people to give and get gifts, but the way, in my personal opinion, the way America celebrates Christmas outside of the commercialism, it's a celebration of families getting together, carrying on the traditions that your families have instilled, whether that's in cuisine, in traditional events, attending their ceremonies, remembering the songs. Just the songs are so personal. I like to hear. I love it here in the States. Sometimes they shifted the Christmas holiday songs as early as November. I love it because for me, the music is just so joyful as well as personal and passion. It really celebrates the birth of Jesus, but it also celebrates the memories and the familial component that is close to my heart. So Christmas would be top on my list as far as celebrations. And I would also say, too, at times that has been really grateful for me over the past couple of years has been Thanksgiving. It's the opportunity where, with my family, a lot of individuals bring their home cooked meals, their finest cuisines, and we just share stories and are grateful for everything that has happened. So those are my two highlighted personal favorites. Christmas for the ambiance, for the beautiful snow, the celebrations of everybody wanting to give something to one another as well as receive, and Thanksgiving, just the gratitude attitude that we celebrate here in America.
That's amazing. I mean, that gets me a lot of energy. I mean, the way you explain this, and I see light in your eyes and
Yes.
or your face. I mean, it's like blossoming. This is amazing. I mean, I really like anything gets you energy, gets you excited. That anything resonates your heart. That's amazing. And anything you love is that's out of the world. Again, back to movie is another part of one's life that's I mean that can't be missed. What kind of movies do you like?
It actually shifted, to be honest, throughout my stages of life. I used to like to watch everything, but as I've gone through the process of maturity, of abundance, of living, I went from really enjoying everything to, I would probably say, comedies, but like sincere, innocent comedies where nobody's getting harmed and it's not gross. And also storytelling, that anything that brings light to story of a heartfelt, warm, fuzzy feeling story of success, progress, or relationships. You know, I do love action. I am an avid individual who loves all things, I would say, automotives. I love cars. I love planes. I love trucks. You know, I'm really what they call a gearhead. I love all things about watching things about machinery, but movies definitely have shifted from being universal to anything to now anything personal that resonates with me in storytelling as well as comedies, because laughter is the best medicine. You know, too many movies nowadays are taking a spin on conformity as part of persuading individuals to think a certain way as opposed to sharing their stories, as well as there's a lot of violence, a lot of negativity, a lot of toxicity. And that's where I believe we have to really pull back the layers of what we absorb in our mind and our children, what they watch, because that emulates the anxiety, the anger, the depression, and the stress. If we find storytelling and comedic ways to handle conditions, that would be more beneficial for audiences. Back to you.
Okay, thank you. What are your favorite five movies that you can't? I mean, you never
Favorite
miss.
five movies. All right. That's an amazing question. So, one, people are going to, I can't wait to hear the American responses on this because it's kind of comedic and dumb, but it's with actors, American actors, Jim Carrey and Jeff. Oh, it just went out of my head. His counterpart. It's called Dumb and Dumber. It's really an old comedic, you know, if you will, comedy. It's just slapstick, what they say. And so the original Dumb and Dumber is a really good movie that I really enjoyed. And so I would say that is the top. Jeff Daniels, I want to respect and give him credit. The second movie that I love is more of an insightful, I would say, psychoanalytic movie. It's a little dark, but it's kind of really shifts perspectives. It's called Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves. And what it does is it really takes a different perspective on how we see the world through different lenses. It's a little bit intimidating, it's a little bit dark, but it's very well written. A third movie that I absolutely love. I am a diehard Disney fan, so I really enjoy the movie that of Lion King, even though it's a little tragic, you know. But I really like the movie Lion King because I believe the way rest in peace, James Earl Jones talks about when we go through trials and tribulations to remember who we are, remember where you came from. Very powerful message for young individuals after such a tragedy. So that would be the third, would be Lion King. Another movie that I enjoy watching is, and you can put probably any of them, but usually the top three, most of them are really good, is Fast and Furious with Vin
Oh,
Diesel, Paul Walker, rest in peace,
rest in peace.
and I want to say Michelle Rodriguez, who people think is my doppelganger, who thinks I look like her. And it's just amazing because it's a lot of action. There's so many factors and so many facets, moving parts to it with a roller coaster of emotions. So Fast and the Furious. My fourth favorite movie, I would say, is, well, it's a documentary, but it is a movie. Is The Secret by Robin, you know, Alone Byrne. It really talks about the perspectives of how we have an opportunity and a choice to chance to live and view our lives. So that's a documentary. It's on YouTube, but it's also on CD. And then my fifth movie, I would say. I believe my fifth movie is that of, and it's kind of mushy, but it's that of The Notebook with Ryan Gosling. And I'm mistaking the actress. Let me just get that for her to give credit. It's a romantic comedy, and it's Ryan Gosling and Rachel Adams, and the way they build up this story really resonates with individuals at any stages in their relationships, before, after, and so forth. And it really makes you appreciate life. And I would say the counterpart, the bonus six, would be the Pixar movie Up. It's a digital graphic movie, or a CGI. And those two movies are kind of parallel because it shows the different stages of life in your relationship, whether it's your spouse, your family, and so forth. And it really brings reality to the forefront. Back to you.
Oh, great. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Okay,
Yes.
three your three best and favorite actresses and actors.
Yes, three best actors, I would say definitely is number one, Johnny Depp. Number two, the late great Heath Ledger. And number three, I would probably say another great actor would be Robin Williams. His comedy, his versatility, rest in peace, his versatility of his ability to morph into a a cartoon, to a serious actor, to a comedic actor. He just really put his authentic and integral self on stage. So those would be the three actors. Three actresses, I would probably say, oh, I'm not good with names with actresses. I would say let me see what her name is. Give me one moment. Okay. Would be the woman of by the name of, just give me one moment.
You can
Okay.
refer movie too.
Yes. So the Princess Diary, it's from the Princess Diaries, but she's done so many things. Anne Hathaway, she's done The Devil Wears Prada. She's done uh, Les Miserables in the movie form. So Anne Hathaway, another female actress, Meryl Streep, also in The Devil Wears Prada and a series of movies. And then I would probably say the third female actress that I think is really powerful and really stands out in the movie industry would be that of Julie Andrews. She's a bit old, but her talent with singing and The Sound of Music, her talent with being jovial with children in Mary Poppins Disney movie, and it's just really shows her versatility of her skills and talents. Yes.
Okay, your favorite singers.
Three favorite singers, yes. So Shakira, she's from Colombia. She sings a lot of dance music as well as pop culture. She just is actually on tour right now. She's Colombian. She both sings English and Spanish. Second artist, song singer, I would say would be that of Michael Jackson. You can't go wrong with him. He has a very powerful, prominent message. Rest in peace. He has a lot of ability, both on and off stage, to storytell, to go against the grain of society and really talk about the words and being the voice for the voiceless. And then the third singer or artist that I believe is very talented would be third. Well, another great artist, although people would kind of scour against his reputation, but he also brought a lot of reality to the music industry, would be the late great Tupac Shakur. the rapper. He just talks about a lot, despite the controversy and scowls against women. On the flip side, if you listen to some of his stories, it will really talk about what's going on in the world, where the negativity, toxicity is focusing of man versus man, as opposed to really allowing yourself to enlighten and empower within. Back to you.
Thank you. You talk of the Secret docu movie,
Yes.
and this Rhonda Biden,
Hmm.
and she talks of laws of attraction, and
Yes.
it's like she says that if you decide with conviction
Hmm.
about anything, the whole world conspires for you to make
Yes.
that reality, to
Absolutely.
create that reality. It resonates with my heart. I mean, I want you to elaborate it from, to my audience and to myself also, because I mean, this is very close to my heart. I just want
Yes.
your interpretation to what she said.
Absolutely. Rhonda Byrne had talked about The Secret, and there's actually a documentary can be found on YouTube, along with the late great Bob Proctor, who saved my life virtually. And it talks about the shift in paradigm of the mindset. And there's a lot of laws in the world that we really have to explore. And once we have a better understanding of the laws of life, we can release the toxicity, responsibility, and accountability that we're in control of everything. In one accord, yes, we are able to control things with our mind and our body and our soul. But if we don't have awareness and acknowledgement about the abilities of the laws that are instilled in life as is, then we will be constantly in chaos. And that's what the world is in today, chaos and conformity. And what the law of attraction talks about is if we really look at the way the world is and look at ourselves first and foremost, as I speak in my book, our bodies are literally just vessels, are just a vehicle, if you will, of who we are. But if we tap into our inner self, our spirit, our mind, our frequency, we're all energy and light beings. I can't tell you how many times when I'm watching a video or connecting with someone and I feel the positivity, just as people do with me, that's an energy vibration. Have you ever spoken to someone and they talk about a painful moment in their life and you feel that? That's tapping into empathy. When we talk about seeing it in our mind and holding it in our hand, I also conduct opportunities for individuals where they utilize a vision board, really looking at the whole world as if it was a catalog and putting your life into perspective. What is your career like? What does your relationships look like? What does your life look according to you? And that's what inspired and propelled me to put into action, press play, plan life according to you. It wouldn't it be just amazing if you took pictures, drew pictures, captured photographs of your life, of what you see it as it is? You already have it. Zafar talks about the abundance of life. Look about the abundance of energy and inspiration and passion that you have to bring to fruition. Think about this. Have you ever been so excited about something? I would love to go here. I would love to purchase this. I would love to meet this person. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an excerpt on my YouTube channel and in my social media platforms. In 2000, I want to say maybe 19 or earlier, when I decided to propel into this industry, I had a visual vision board of people I wanted to meet. Ladies and gentlemen, one of those individuals, actually, two of those individuals, three I've actually met. Two virtually in person, I've witnessed and been able to study from the late great Bob Proctor of The Secret and the Proctor Institute. Tony Robbins, I have been able to be virtually on the other side of the camera during his trainings. And the legendary Les Brown, who I am connected with to this moment today. Rhonda talks about the elementary element that if you tap into all of your six senses, yes, I said six. Number one, your sight. Number two, your sense of smell. Number three, your sense of taste. Number four, your sense of hearing. Number five, your sense of touch. Number six, your emotion. What you feel like as it already happens. That will propel the universes to bring it forth. Ask, believe, receive. Ladies and gentlemen, the first and foremost thing that you want to take, if you're watching this right now, if you're stuck, if you're in pain, if you're lost, ask for what it is in great detail. Write it down physically. Believe and be grateful with gratitude attitude. You already have it. And the most difficult part of it is being prepared to when you receive it. It may happen a day, may happen in a week, 5 months, 5 years, 10 years. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was going through the process of figuring out what I wanted to do post graduation of college and my careers after decades, where I'm kind of stuck. I really don't enjoy doing this line of work. I wrote down a business plan, typed it, wrote it down physically, then typed it out. Who would have thought that in just shy of 5 years, that complete business plan has been completed and put to fruition and came alive? Ladies and gentlemen, if you have an opportunity, I want to encourage you to purchase The Secret. It's on Amazon. But enroll in the PDF on Kindle. Go to YouTube and watch it. It is not something to change religion or conformity. It's another opportunity to live life the way you want, what I call in my line of work, press play. Plan life according to you. Back to you.
Oh, this is mesmerizing, enchanting, and I was into it. I mean, when you were talking, I was just there was a movie in my head. I mean, it's going through. Okay, how do you heal soul?
Yes, healing a soul is very, it takes one step at a time. It takes patience, it takes passion, and it takes perseverance. What I would say to start healing the soul is getting to the root cause of the initiative pain that affected you first and foremost. First, find out and define and name that pain. Make that pain your messenger as opposed to your master. What was it that got you upset? What was it that got you frustrated? And what is the takeaway from that message? And then once you name it, then go through it. Allow your body to heal and feel through it. And allowing yourself to feel allows you to result in healing. And what does that healing process look like? Gratitude, forgiveness, acknowledgement, acceptance, and taking action to move forward. And those are the steps to heal your soul.
Great. I mean, this is fantastic. Okay,
Yes.
what's your take on abundance?
Yes. I'm going to close with this because I do have to be mindful of time. My take on abundance is live it, absorb it, accept it. Abundance is key. It's for everyone and it's for anyone. Don't sell yourself short because you're here for a reason and a season with purpose and passion. Abundance is the ability to look at the world, to look at the individuals around you and say, there is enough. Why? Because I am enough and I am worthy. Back.
Thank you so much. This was Andrea Mason and her soulful thinking, and she connects hearts, right? The way she speaks one's heart out. And amazing. Thank you so much, Andrea. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Yes, see you tomorrow. Take care. Be well.